Hey, our next group is Tommy Dice. These guys rock. So hold on to your seat, because you're going to rock.
Next up, this one's called Picking Up on the Dice.
Okay, let's see here. This stream is brought to you by okay, some of you know that I like sci-fi. Some of you know that I like to watch people's actual plays. When I'm told that somebody, someone says they role play, they've been role playing for 30 years, whatever, they play RPGs for 30 years, whatever they want to call it. When someone says they've been playing RPGs for 30 years, I guess we can assume they mean role playing. I don't think RPGs equals role play. RPG equals D&D for most people. D&D is D&D role play, or is it just RPG? Anyway, 30 years. When dungeon masters tell me they've been playing in the hobby for 30 years, what does that mean? They've been playing the same way for 30 years? They still play like they're in 8th grade? Or it took them 30 years to learn how to role play? Is it still a work in progress for 30 years? It took me a few years to learn how to role play because there was nobody around to say how to role play. I had to figure it out, brute force, trial and error. I had help from Same Old G. Same Old G had help from somebody else. They had help from me. It was a vicious circle. But we were able to figure it out. This is back in 2012, 2013. And each of us has our own definitions of how things work, but we all do it the same way. Whatever we call the methods, the terms, the equations, the schisms or whatever, we all do it the same way. My definition of Mother May I is different from theirs. My definition of Hand of God is different from theirs. But all of us know we don't like those things. So we don't use them. Anyway. DM Bloodworth, he told me he's been playing RPGs for 30 plus years. All of his players have. Okay. I've only been playing RPGs for, I don't know. I played in RPG mode for maybe 7 years, but I've been role playing for close to 3 years now. Some people I met fresh off the boat. They just arrived on YouTube within a year. They were playing RPGs for God knows how long in their lifetime, but they've been role playing for a month or more. Some people I met recently, they've only been role playing for 2 weeks. They wanted to role play. They wanted to learn how to do it. They see how other people are doing it and they don't like it. Anyway, some people insist that they role play in first gen RPGs. It takes a while to get them to even understand what a first gen RPG is. One of those is called Star Frontiers. So somebody posted a Star Frontiers actual play on their YouTube channel. So I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to say where all the mistakes are and how to correct them. I will say mistakes I've made as well in the past, which I didn't think was so bad at the time. But now when I look at this stuff, it's cringe. Now, I haven't watched the YouTube video yet. I'm just going to assume that there's no role play in it, no role play value, really. There may be some dialogue from some of the characters. Other than that, I don't expect to see any role play in this game session. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Yes, they are playing Star Frontiers. But can we role play in Star Frontiers? This is Rick and it's Zonalar back again. Today is Shonner Day. And
we did it. Shonner Day, guys.
It's Shonner Day, where we celebrate Shonner in all his glory.
Happy Shonner Day.
And there was a lot that Shonner had passed on to us, and stuff that we learned along the way we are passing on to other people. And I think Zonar, we have to take to heart with a lot of the stuff that he says is, yeah, he does a critique. He tells you about the things that he did wrong as well. And that's, a lot of people thought, Shonner was kind of just, trying to cause trouble and, make a big row in the RPG, TTRPG
He's just
thing.
Stirring the pot. Rick.
He wanted people to realize, hey, there's some sort of manners that has to be implied. And although, I may say manners, Zonar, you might have a word different for it. Crispy might have something different for it as well. And
table culture, maybe.
Yeah, just everybody has different terms and stuff, but we all agree on one thing, and that is, you got to stay in character as much as you possibly can in the game. And what we mean by that is merely stating how you would, in character, stay from the point of eye. I always go from the point of eye because you want to speak from looking from your eyes outwards.
Yes,
it keeps you into that first person narrative. So I walk towards the cabinet, open the drawer with a little resistance. I pull it forth, looking in. The game master can go ahead and start saying what he starts to illustrate for the player. It's very simple. You just state an action through your first person view. And it only one action should only one unless you're playing like Pathfinder, then you state your 3 actions, right? So stuff like that. You have to play in the context of whatever game it is that you're playing. But I think what Shonner's main thing was stating was, all these big channels seem to have all the answers, like state that they have the answers to making a smoother role play. For a better experience through changing stuff in your system, like adding tables for more variables on what you encounter, all this other kind of add-on stuff that people are presenting in their videos today. It's stuff that people sell, like DM's Lair and all them guys are all selling stuff. And you have to understand, they're part of the machine to sell you shit, right? And you don't need this stuff. You need, in order to make your game better, is just some instruction on how to, how your players should be stating things, how fast it makes it when you streamline everything. And, don't over prep yourself to death. I mean, come on, that's crazy. You're not a novelist. Maybe you are a novelist, but write your show. If you're gonna write a show, write it. If you want players there just to act as mouthpieces for your characters in your show, sure, fine. Maybe that's the way the players want to play. They want to be, led around by the nose ring and stuff, just to show all the sights.
That's some of the expectations the game master says, "Oh, I have this cool new module, a Dragon's Demand. Does anyone want to play it with me?" And they say, "Yes, let's find out." And then they sit at the table and think, "Okay, when does the adventure start?" And the game master failed to explain, "All right, like you guys have to go on the adventure. It doesn't come to you. You have to go there."
That's right.
And at some point, the game master starts like, "Okay, we can start in the town, so that like people know about the adventure, or you start in the neighboring town and there are rumors that something exciting is happening in the town over, but it's up to the players to go there."
Yep. Here, yeah, and that's what we were talking about with our last stream on the Thursday. And yeah, it's basically you want those players, the characters. You want your players play characters that are active. They have things that they need to do. So give them goals. It doesn't have to be goals that pertain to what's going on in the
adventure itself.
Yeah, the game master has his total game master has to take care of all the NPCs and stuff. And and the players should take care of their mundane kind of I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going to go buy some booze for the party tonight. That is my character's motive. So that's where my character is moving along. However, the game master is going to introduce this adventure. That's where I am. So and that can be jarring for a lot of game masters.
It's weird, like a lot of those things get glossed over because the players have been taught to just wait for the GM to prod them. Like, "Oh, it's been a day. Everybody write off a piece of ration from your character sheet." If you sit at the table, you should be in charge of your character sheet. So if a day passes, write off the ration. You don't need permission from the game master. And you're not like, I'm not going to lie to the game master like, "Nah, I have like one extra. He doesn't need to know." What are you doing at those tables? Like, what are you doing? The water skin empties through the day. You need to refill it.
Yeah. We have a lot of comments so far. So let's go through some of these as we're going through. Shadow from Shadow and Sun. Appreciate you always showing up and speaking. There'll be someday that I'd be able to go ahead and join up with Shadow again for another stream or two. We'll see in the future. And we got Uriah Edwards here. Of course,
hello,
he's awesome, isn't he? He's going to be a front runner in the future of our group, I think. Along with,
he's been spinning so many plates, doing the ultimate no prep challenge every week. I've joined in. It's like a day ago, 2 days ago by now, and it was great fun. We ended up doing Light's Battle of Troy role-playing session.
Cool.
It kind of turned it into a comedy, and we're still like on the brink. Is it really 4D? I don't know, but we had a great time. It was hilarious.
Cool. I'll have to check that out. I've been way behind on looking at people's sessions and stuff like that.
It's so many sessions that you will never catch up. Give up, Rick.
I know.
You have to pick and choose.
Yeah. And traveler session. So there is a traveler session where I believe it'll be in another hour and 45. So basically 2 hours from my stream here. And I guess I'll be game mastering that. Not sure where we're gonna go. Probably over to Mr. Max's stream or something like that. I'm not sure, so we'll figure that out when the time comes. But in the meantime, we'll do the beginning of our Shonner Day here, and keep on going. And here, Shadow and Sun says I spoke to Shonner, and of course, right, giving him some thumbs up. And Laura Johnson, thank you very much for showing up on the chat here. And
welcome.
Thank you for having such a awesome brother like Shonner. Yeah. So, me and Sean got along really well. We've known each other before we became, before we ended up knowing that we role played. And
Oh, really?
yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah.
Goes
It
that
was.
deep.
I met him on the. It was like all the old renderosity forums and stuff in the Carrera and there was all kinds of different forums that we were both part of in the three-dimensional, as in making three-dimensional objects from software like
Right.
3D Max, and there was a whole bunch of stuff out there, Blender, you
Yeah,
can
that
get
one's
Blender.
popular now.
And Sean and I were big on making spaceships and stuff like that, and I loved his artwork because it was like, this is the stuff that you see on the covers of the Traveler magazine, Traveler books. His stuff is featured in Traveler, in all of the Mark Miller stuff. There's Shonner art and all
Amazing.
that stuff. So yep. Shonner's creature even showed up in the first edition of the second edition Mongoose when the first book came out, and I think I went ahead and gave my copy over to Spencer, so he has my old copy with Shonner's creature in it. And it was like some crazy worm-like thing that would go ahead and take over people's minds.
Oh,
that was a pretty cool thing. But yeah, Shonner really influenced us massively, and he kicked my ass to go ahead and start role playing better. And and you can see my old sessions. You watch my old sessions from over 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And they were, they were fast, but there was a lot of things that I shouldn't have done in those videos, and I've gone over them myself to correct myself over all that. I had to get help from Sean and a few other people out there, and yeah, it was but I made it. I'm here, and we're carrying on the 4D banner. So.
That is one of the coolest things that Shauna did. Hopping on into a call with you, looking
Yes.
at your own game, and just talking about like, why do you need this battle map in virtual tabletop with all the rooms laid out? You can't see the other players because you're looking at the map all the time, and similar points.
Yeah, exactly. Mine was using a virtual tabletop, so I was like turning on things and turning off things in the background, and that was like soaking up so much time, targeting onto here to take it off, because it would, if you didn't do that, your players would forget all the time, and it was just like, it was frustrating. You add too much technology to this, and you end up with a whole new slew of problems that you have to resolve all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the same as what we were saying just before this video. We were talking a little bit about how our the technical issues that we end up having all the time. Every time you open up a StreamYard, it's like it'll change your stuff to like default or something. And it's just like, sometimes it's just infuriating. So what do you do? It's a media that we're working through here, and when you're doing a role-playing game on this kind of media, yeah, you can expect that there's going to be some issues and stuff like this.
Yep.
Got my trumpet in here.
Hello.
Hey. And guten Tag to yourself. And let's see. I've been doing. Let's see. I'm kind of worried that a lot of my few that may know of me, I do have a few issues, health wise. One of them, if people want to look it up, is called polycythemia vera, and it's a condition where my blood thickens. So I got no control of it all happened it just boom, just happened. My genetics switched. They had to do a bone marrow biopsy to find out what if my actual genes actually switched, and it did. Because if it didn't, it would mean that I had some sort of organ failure or something. Then my body was trying to create too much blood for that, right?
Oh, I see.
So,
yeah.
Along with that comes with high blood pressure, also a thyroid issue. So this is why I'm thin and lean and mean and at 60, and I'm like I can't gain weight anymore. So, and that happened. I used to be 230 pounds, and I am 6 feet. So, that was okay to hold on my body. I was a pretty tough dude. But a lot of my meds have changed in the last little while because of supply and demand issues. So something so I've been trying to get off of certain things in order to go with a more natural kind of ways to rectify my system. So I've been switching some things out, and some things are working. Some I've tried, they didn't work out so well. I just keep on going, see what works with me and what doesn't. And thanks, man. I'm feeling good, and very positive here. You found he was abrasive? I don't know. What do you think? You think SHONNER could be abrasive, but he means it in a way that a teacher would be abrasive. He wants his students, people out there that are interested in what he's talking about.
When I watch his videos, every new video, he would like reset in the back of his mind of who he's talking to. So trying to see, like, did they say that they are role players, that they are role playing? What are the claims? Is it a six-figure subscriber channel that is trying to teach everybody how to role play? Or is it just some guys that are role playing with D&D 2nd edition and trying to figure out what behaviors are happening at the table and showcasing it and pointing it out? And a lot of people in the community, like in the greater hobby, they just play and don't want to think too hard about it. So when you point out problems, it's like a pain point. It hurts, So so you get the reflex, like, why are you hurting me? Like, I'm not hurting you. I'm just poking the thing that's the blemish on your body, the cut. I'm just poking it to see if that's the real problem or not.
Yeah.
And sometimes he would like keep poking just to see, like, are you gonna do something about this or not?
There's ways that he approach it. A lot of videos differently, but in true essence, what he last said there was he's just there to see if there's anything that he can correct. What he would do in order to correct it. And I know people don't think that these are problems or anything, but if you don't think communication is a problem, well, fine. How am I going to convince you? The only way you'd be able to is to actually look at it, analyze it, and figure out. A lot of people don't watch the video and they complain only because of of what was said in the comment that, I didn't like what you said, you're too abrasive or whatever.
And that's also a thing. He said something that is offensive to me, so I will stop listening to his points now. Those are two different things. You can critique somebody for being mean and still listen to his points. You can also choose to never listen to people that are mean to you, in which case your point of reference becomes incredibly, shallow,
Yeah.
Because you need to have a certain level of tolerance to pick up criticism from everywhere it comes. And most of the times, the people that don't like you are the first to tell you what's wrong with you. So if you can be open to them You know, like go to your enemy and ask him, what do you not like about me? They will, you know, they can go on for hours at times.
Yeah.
And it allows you the greatest opportunity to learn. You know, doesn't mean that, you know, you have to accept that somebody calls you mean words or like personal attacks.
Yeah.
Those are, I still separate them in my mind. Like, okay, that's not okay, but there's something here that can be learned from. Like, what's your opinion? Because I think like that the personal attack angle is something that people criticized about Shonner. Like, I cannot take him seriously because he's constantly making fun of me.
Well, I've tried to I've tried to keep it from being any kind of a personal attack, as like when I present maybe an issue that I see in a game. I don't do much like video like critiquing like I did a couple with Shonner before, but I know you know I know what it feels like on your end, guys. You know, for those that are 1D and 2D, I know exactly how it feels to be on your end, and I've played those ways, those methods. I've been the person that didn't say much, you know, and then only rolled the dice on a you know, in a few games, and those were usually, you know, the learning beginning back in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And it wasn't until I met a game master that said, hey, we have to cut down all this out of character talk in their game, because everybody's getting mixed up with what's actually being said by the character and what's actually being said as a person, like, you know, the person running the character. So this was
confusing.
This was it's a distinction that you know, my game master said, okay, rule here is at my table. Whenever you sit down at this table, you know, no more out of character talk, and we kept it that way. When it came back, you know, it was like a totally different thing. Everybody talking like pre-planning stuff and everything, you know, and this was going on, and I'm like, are we standing here pre-planning a battle in front of a bunch of orcs, you know, blabbering back and forth? You do this, you do that, and I'll do the magic thing. Make sure you try to quarter.
Exactly. Are the orcs gonna listen to you lay out your whole plan? They're like, oh, he just said that's the magic user. Bash his head in first.
Yeah, I mean, do you you know, as a game master, do you take it as the players actually stating stuff, you know, as their characters? You have no idea, and you know, there's got to be some sort of method of communication that has to be set in order to, you know, facilitate these manners, and yeah, people will get upset about that because you're telling them that they got no manners in their games, and
in a way you're telling them your game is not good enough. And many people, they don't want to wrestle with that. Like, what do you mean it's not good enough? I do it for fun. So how can that be ever bad?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's the reflex.
So, but you have to think about, well, okay, what about the time factor? Okay, if you're doing this for 8 hours a day, and you're only getting an hour's worth of actual gameplay through that, because, you know, there was so many people cross-eyed, and we've seen it. We've seen it with the best. We've seen it with Matt Mercer. We've seen it with Matt Colville. You watch their games, and it literally going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players all around the table, it took an hour for just one combat round. And if you can imagine how if your entire game is going to take that long just doing one combat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't attend that kind of, you know, I'm used to playing a board game, like one of the board games I have. Well, they're hidden behind the amps, but up on top there, I've got a bunch of bookcase games there. I got Twilight Struggle and a bunch of others that are kind of blurred in the background there. But those are like games that you would play and you'd have it done in 2 hours or whatever, or you'd have maybe 4 hours, but it's a continuous plot back and forth game struggle, and you know that's the way you played this board game.
It's
Now-
even to the point where I did a crimes against roleplay for As Per the Board, which is like the similar concept. Let's watch somebody else and see what we can critique, like what I would want to change and what bothers me, right? And in the end, he can watch this and feel like, well, what do I care what SHONNER thinks? And I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yes.
But I saw him explain this whole dungeon delving setup of like the Gauntlet Runner, where he has this cool setup explaining in character voice of why you are chosen to do these gauntlets, you know, to celebrate the gods, make some cash money, like gain some fame, and you might die. And he's put in front of the entrance, and Dungeon Craft, the guest that was playing in that moment, his character, his first question was, do I have some sort of light source or torch on me? And I was thinking, grab into your backpack. You're literal called a Gauntlet Runner. Grab into your backpack and pull the torch out.
Yeah.
Why are we asking for permission? The whole premise is...
I reach into my backpack. I grab forth my torch. I strike my flint and attempt to light it.
I look around and realize it's dark and pull out my torch. Or he looks around and grabs a torch from the sconce pre-lit. And maybe the game master did not describe if there's torches that are lit or unlit. Who cares? Just put it there. What's the game master gonna do? Well, actually, there is no torch.
There is none. It was all a figment of your imagination.
I'm sorry, game master. Can I see anything? I open my eyes. Can I see now?
So Max has to go ahead and grab a bag.
Grab the bag, the money bag.
If we teach you to engage with the hobby wrong, we can sell you solutions to the problems and our tips. Problems our tips create. Yeah, that's pretty much, you know.
That's the biggest like conflict of interest.
Professor Dungeon Master and all them guys, you know. I mean, there's no wrong with following those guys. They'll have an occasional really good tip, you know, or an idea for a session or something like that. Don't dismiss that kind of stuff. You know, it's fine. But the actual play of these people show that they have no idea what the communication skills should be in a role-playing game to make it efficient to play through at a decent 2-hour length. You know, like I was saying, you know, I expect, you know, 2 to 4 hours out of these games back here. You know, I would expect the same with a role-playing session too. I don't want to play a 6 or 8 or 12 hour. Yeah, I'm an old man. I have kids. I have grandkids. I have, you know, people I have to visit. I got to do shit every day. You know, I'm in my retired state, but you know, I still do stuff every day. I got my plants to tend to with. You know, I'm always digging up, trying to make new soil for the gardens and stuff like that I have grown in the back. And
finding something to do, something that's fun, that's interesting to you, keeping projects going on the back burner at least.
Yeah, and I don't want to have a game that's going to take way too long, and I find that kind of tiring. You're not a kid anymore. You're not, and you don't want to play with people that just play that way and cross into your you know, when it's your turn, they you know, interrupt you and stuff like that.
In a way that is like incredibly demeaning, that the game master treats you like a kid. Well, can I have a torch, please? Like, can I go to the toilet? Can I see if, you know, you don't have to ask questions anymore. Just state what you are doing in character. And the game master then can say like, the door is closed, it's locked. Or the room darkens and darkens as the sun behind goes further away, like from the entrance of the dungeon. You're lost in the dark. And now you can try to do something about it. Like, I turn around and go back to the light and ask around for a torch. Does anyone have a torch here? That would be so much more fun.
Yeah. State. Yeah, a lot of people have trouble stating it like factually like that. They've just been bumped into the second person or third person for so long they don't remember what first person is anymore. Thank you, Written Lies. And once again, he is the brought us this. And this will be going to, although I did try to meet up with Crispy about a month ago. I mean, not even a month ago. But I tried to meet up with Crispy. We couldn't do it because, he had family things. I had, I had an itinerary of different things I had to do while I was in the Okanagan, and got myself a good, nice, dark. Well, it's pretty late now, but I got myself tanned like to the nines while I was out on the river raft. So we were enjoying a lot of outdoor activities, me and the wife, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. We kind of wish Crispy could have and Lisa would have met us out there, but unfortunately, time couldn't commit. But I had a great time. There's people showing up to my hotel room all that time. My wife was like, so many friends coming over and his old bandmates and stuff, and they were like coming over to party. And awesome. I mean, we kept it really light. I didn't bring any guitars or amps or anything because I was just there to just be with my friends, right? And just enjoy the time with them. Because this is one of those times where I'm like, I know where you're at, on the borders between Swiss and Germany there, and things are getting rough over in your area of the land, and with all the. We're all hitting these problems together. We're all having all these problems with taxes and stuff. There was just a report out just recently that Canadians are paying more in taxes than they use to survive. It's utterly crazy how much we get taxed, and it's a lot of hidden taxes here and stuff. And all this stuff, and we got the war going on, and nothing seems to be letting up. So, people go out there and reacquaint yourself with your friends and families again, and get back into, we have to start from the heart and home, and get ourselves, fixed from ourselves outwards, and sorry about bringing that kind of stuff up, but there's a lot of stuff on people's minds, and and it's good to get away from the daily doldrums or whatever's happening that may be stressing you out, to have a good old role-playing game in order to kind of just alleviate some personal stress. And it can be a very therapeutic in that kind of aspect to play a different character than the one that you exist in your skin every day. And I mean,
that is the literal meaning of escapism.
Yeah.
To escape from the mundanity of the real world or your troubles. Let's just engage in this game, in this fictional universe, and live there for the 2 hours at the table, or 4 hours. How many hours you're playing with your friends?
Yeah. I mean, now's the time to start doing it. Start getting back to your friends. Start getting back to getting groups of people together in your community and stuff. Because it's going to get harder and harder. I know it's getting harder for me to find stuff, like to actually purchase things. I have money to purchase, all these items, but I can't get any of them. It's just like it's getting stunning over here. With and I'm talking like just the local stuff like Home Depot and stuff like that. Trying to get them to bring stuff in is like pulling teeth. You pay for it, you wait months and months on in. Of course, we have Zonal with the technical difficulties once again. He'll be back on. Just to let you know, yeah, I seen Darian popped in here as well. I'm just going to state this: if you do not have a camera, okay, if you do not have a cam, please let me know in the Discord, that you want to come in and say something or whatever. That's cool. But please let me know ahead of time. If you see the link in the Discord, you want to pop on in and enjoy some, back and forth or talking about Shonner and, how Shonner's influenced us and in many aspects and how we game nowadays. Yeah, come in and say hello or whatever. But it's just awesome to see that there's a whole lot of people here just showing up and saying hi in the chat. It's good to see Mr. Cherry in here as well. We'll bring Zonal back. But Sean, we got to do some more. We got to do some more kind of training and have some fun with well, not really a training session, but if you're up to doing some more role play, man, give me a shout and we'll do some more. Sean was one of the first guys that I did stuff with Shonner, him and Charlie and
that's
we
not
had
confusing at all. Wait, it's two Seans?
Two Seans, yeah. Sean,
okay.
Sean Cherry, yeah.
Oh,
And it was the two Seans and Rick, or two Seans and Charlie, or two. We would be quite frequent on Shonner streams. You know how many? I was looking over all the streams and videos Shonner did for the entire year, for just the one year that before he passed, and I can't. That guy was just like a monster of streaming. He would have so many streams. I was trying to find all kinds of ways to find different little bits and stuff like that for little Shonner quotes and stuff. It's just so much to go through. It's
he
crazy.
Just wouldn't stop.
But I thought that video, which we entered in with, that one was kind of encapsulating how he goes about his approach to critique stuff and everything.
Yeah,
there's nothing abrasive about how he was stating that. It was his intent was clear. He's here to help, give assistance in things that he sees that could be fixed in the game. And tell the things that he did himself. Some of them were wrong. It's same with all of us. We always have to do that. We always have to state we've done that in the past, and in order to fix what you're doing, please follow what we're doing. It's a tried and true method. We get through a game very fast. It's wild how much of a difference it is.
Not to be like leaning out the window too much, but every master has been a student before, so don't think like, oh, Rick is unapproachable. Like he's unapproachable. They just like know all of this stuff, and I need to subscribe and like and donate to the Patreon.
I don't even have a Patreon. Maybe that's my mistake.
That's the only problem. You don't have to link set up in the description. No.
I can't even get YouTube to give me a little thing to give me a tip, give me coffee money.
No super chats. Oh, we need super chats set up right now.
Yeah,
I'm more subscriptions is what we need.
Yeah, no, I have the subscription count for the super chats and stuff. It's just. Cool. I don't have the viewer, the amount of hours. That's the thing.
Fewer hours per month. You need to reach the threshold. And if you do it once, so like one viral video, then they unlock it.
There's everybody's like you didn't miss
anything.
SHONNER started a new chapter for us, and I'm forever grateful for his perspective on things. Yeah, you have to take his opinions and everything at basically face value. You can take his advice or not. You're not going to upset Sean. You're not going to upset me if you don't take my advice. It's you guys are doing what you can with the people that you play with. And perhaps maybe you don't want to go ahead and start vetting all your players down so that you only have the people that do role play. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe you have too many friends invested in your games. That's totally fine. That's that's your session. That's the way it goes. That's sure. But when you're encountering all these big wigs on the internet, the Professor Dungeon Masters and the the Mats of the TTRPG world, and all those guys, you watch their sessions and you see that there's definitely things that could be improved. I mean, but these guys are supposed to be the know-all, end-all of the role-playing game, people out there that you should be following, and I don't know. It's
you have the lighting, you have the makeup, you got like 5 different lamps on, so you got the rim light and the side light, and it's a bit of pink, a bit of blue, and you have the mixer tune, so you have a deeper voice as you talk, and you look directly into the camera and speak affirmatively and direct, so they listen to what you have to say. And there's so many tricks to like trick your mind that, oh, he sounds like a 40, I should listen to him. And I want people to pause and think more critically about the advice given and think about like, okay, does this actually help my table? Or does this help him sell me a solution? For $5.99?
People, you have to realize, some of these are charlatans with the snake oil, and they want to sell you the snake oil, So,
and there's the people that they just want to make some money, and the people that want to improve the hobby, and the people like, they're nice people, but their advice just isn't that good, or it's for their exact style of play. Like, I want to improve as a role player to have immersive experiences. So removing as much as possible that like constantly pulls me out of the game, like having to talk over the table with the other guys, what the battle tactic is, or if you even have access to a torch, and all of those things they take me out.
Yeah,
and I don't want to open up the Shadowrun rulebook on how hacking works, because you start pulling out your cyber deck, and now we've stuck 45 minutes hacking,
looking up rules.
Picking up rules, fucking doing some mini game that nobody cares about because everybody else left to get some pizza and to return because they know, oh, the hacker started hacking. This is 1 hour gone from my
We got to leave. This is our time to go ahead and grab snacks and a Coke, and we'll be back in
do you want some? I can bring some
hour?
Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you see these guys, bringing up these issues, your game, your combat, you're having issues with combat. Well, ignore any advice out there that helps you in communicating all this stuff in a more efficient manner. Forget that. We have tables and charts for you. You just have to join up our Patreon, pay $5, pay $1. Just pay the $1 and you'll get all these charts and everything to help you with your combat.
What is it? Just buy World Anvil, bro. Get all of your campaign notes into this one-page program instead of using a notebook or Obsidian that is free. If you want to organize stuff, there are organization tools that don't ask for a monthly subscription.
Here we go. He never suffered fools gladly.
Yeah.
That's
something that like people miss. If you hear the same I mean, Suffering Fools fits perfectly. If you hear the same like pushback all the time, like 100 times in a row, all you think is, how stupid can they really be? And you start losing all tolerance for that.
Yeah. I try not to like prod those kinds of people. I let them go ahead and type their
Yeah.
5 pages of whatever, and I say thanks for
Nice wall,
for
bro.
helping the
Too
algorithm.
bad
But
I'm not reading it.
I mean, I'll read some of it and go, okay, I
Yeah.
see where he's coming from. There's,
Yeah.
you know,
Usually
but
the first couple sentences let you know if he watched the full video or
Yes.
stopped after minute 1 and started typing.
So yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Sean Cherry,
Yeah, that's
gracing
right.
our videos. I'm pretty sure he probably spies on me every once in a while. Yeah, and lingers in the background while
Yeah, I see
watching.
his head through the window in the background as we speak.
Yeah, you're gonna get no bullshit from Shonner, and yeah, he
True.
was, put it this way, I'm a friend of Sean. You could consider me a friend of Shonner, and and he was trying very hard not to be mean, and but I was like, no, dude, you got to give it to me straight. He does have with his friends, he will press like not be so harsh on him, but I was like trying really hard. I was like, Sean, I can't get this part. This game mastering
Yes.
part is really stumping me. How can I pull myself out? I just keep on getting myself sucked in over and over. His advice totally straightened me out on that aspect, and I was finally able to go ahead and defeat that demon I was toying with, trying to get it out of my system, and it really helped.
Right.
You got to have the voice of truth and reason sometimes, against what your own head is saying, and try his advice, or try our advice. Nowadays we're just continuing on what Shonner has uh, demonstrated and shown us, taught us, and given us insight to, and we are just taking that. We've gone ahead and made the lexicon of different things so that people understand what we're talking about when we say certain things like anchoring and stuff like that. People, we state it in out here, and people are only half the people will know because some of them are from the Discord and have access to it. I mean, it's out there. People have access to our lexicon, and I mean, we should actually post it out, a little bit more to other people. I think. What's the time over there, Solar?
It's reaching 9 p.m. now.
Woohoo! You're ready for party time now.
Yeah.
Break out the drinks.
All the stores are closed on Sundays. So couldn't get out and grab some drinks, so I'm gonna be dry.
I think most people forget how he was in the beginning and only remember him towards the end. I
didn't know him beforehand. Definitely.
Yeah. I kind of wish he had kept some of his sessions online for Sean, because he was like, he saw me kind of critiquing my own stuff, because I got a couple of videos out there with me critiquing my own stuff. He's like, damn, I wish I could have kept my episodes on this. I could have done the same thing you did, Rick. I was like, oh, maybe it's on your hard drive somewhere. He's like, I think he spent weeks trying to find stuff to pull up, but it was rough. Sometimes you never know what might happen. You might end up deciding to clear your entire video.
Your video
all your
folio,
footage and
all
stuff
your
like that, because it's getting too much. And Sean had you know, if any indication of how many videos you look at what he did from his last year, and so many live videos and so many recorded videos, it was an astounding. I think he like videoed like almost every day at least. It was, or twice a day sometimes. It was crazy amounts of time. But he always had stuff to say, you know. He always had stuff to say about role playing or Python programming or game development. You know, he was big into that. He was getting back into doing, you know, 3D again. And he got me to go ahead and purchase one thing that he was using. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm going to learn how to use this. And poof, it was all of a sudden he was gone, and shocking. You know, it was crazy. A lot of us didn't know what the hell happened to him because he was posting so much, and then suddenly it was nothing. So
Yeah, I downloaded Vue X 1.9 and Vue Extras because of his video. It looked so interesting. Yeah, what if I do some 3D, and then well, there were still like a couple weeks before he stopped replying altogether. And I just like, I don't know what to do with these tools. Like, I'm still doing art, I'm still doing my videos, but I don't know how to use 3D. It's like a whole new Pandora's box, and I'm too scared to open it.
too scared, eh? You know, you have to start small. You got to learn what your tools do. You know what each one does. And you don't know until you press the button and you start fooling around with something on the screen there and finding out how it works, you know?
Yeah.
And
I've used professional 3D tools for engineering that are supposed to be milled and all of that, you know? Milled and drilled and all the good stuff, but I have no clue like how to use Blender recreationally.
Yeah, there's some 3D programs that are really easy to use, but there are for existence. I used a program called TrueSpace for a long time, and TrueSpace was very innovative because they're the first ones to have the widget, the 3D widget. So when people started seeing what Caligari was putting out for a 3D widget, other people were following suit after that. And, you know, you started seeing the 3D widget and everything else. But the way that the 3D widget works in TrueSpace works in 3 different ways, and it all depends on what you have switched in the bottom corner, you know, as the point of view that your camera currently is.
Oh, like
the
the
point
reference
of view,
points for the 3D widget.
like you can move side to side, like you know, or it's a 3D where you're revolving around the item itself, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's stuff that you really have to like.
That is mind blowing.
Yeah, think in a way. Okay, how do I want to look at this, and you know, move around and stuff. And yeah, that's half of it's like learning how to move yourself around, learning what you're actually seeing as the object, getting the perspective looking right, because there's perspective where you look at a cube and it doesn't have, it's still flat looking, and it doesn't have that pulled out look to it to give it that 3D. So then you have to change a thing on there to go ahead and correct it, so it's now looking in that kind of 3D perspective, right?
Yeah, change the perspective so it's no longer fisheyeing.
And there is just so much, and then now you got to learn to use the points, use the vertices, use the faces. Now each one of those will have, every time you touch a point, now there's a widget on there that says you can go X, Y, Z, or whatever, And so from a point, now you have the line from a point to a point. Now you can make that go up and down, or move side to side, or whatever, this way and that way. And after you get your head around all that stuff, and knowing how the widgets work, then you can start, okay, how will I create?
Yeah, it's
after
like
10 hours.
to bake a cake, you have to create the universe.
Yes.
Like, okay, learn
You
all
have
of
to you have to
that stuff.
learn all the the machinations behind how to make the universe.
Yeah.
And now you can make the universe. Yeah. It's kind of like old role playing, where you go ahead and make all the things for everybody to run into, and then when your players come in, they only go through a little sliver of what you've created for them, right?
Yes.
And then you wonder, oh, why did I waste all this time? No, 3D 3D actual modeling. No, you got to learn all that stuff first, and then you can go ahead. It actually forms a function for how you approach your modeling and stuff.
It's so funny. I feel the same with drawing. I can draw something and it looks ugly 95% of the process. going through every single step from sketching to line art to shading to coloring. And the last 5% is when I tweak some stuff and I do like a big filter brush. And now it looks awesome. It goes from I'm disgusted by my own creation to, oh, that's pretty nice.
It's like,
and it all comes together at the end.
Yes. And then I apply that kind of methodology that you're just describing to the way that I game master now. I make a sketch, I create a sketch, and I let the players color it in a little bit, flavor it in, let them carry some of the weight and everything. Sean was actually really generous and kind, especially if you had questions about role play. He was, super approachable. Everybody could approach him. Besides arguing in the comments, I think comments, you're reading stuff and you're not getting the intent and flavor of how it's being voiced out too. So a lot of the a lot of what's being said, and Sean admitted this, SHONNER admitted this himself a few times, where guys would talk to him in the comments, and he's like, are these guys really serious, or are they really serious that they want to learn? Are they just yanking my chain, or what's the case? And
right.
he would I've got the Discord full of me and him back and forth for years here, and he's like, do you know this person? Is he actually wanting me to learn something here, or help me check this guy out? Like, okay, let's I might ask the person something on the just to see how their what their mindset is and role playing and stuff like that. I'd introduce myself and say, hey, I see that you're calling about this. What do you think about blah blah blah? You think it would be better to to kind of steer your players around, or let them go off to where they want to go? These are honest questions. How do you feel about that? And then he gives me his answer. I'm somebody else said that this guy is interacting, and then I say, Sean, this guy sounds genuine. He sounds like he's asking questions and stuff. I've actually friended this new guy, and there was a lot of people he would question, are they being honest? And I think even you, Zonalar, who were like, it's just like, he came up with all these questions and stuff, and in his, he was like, you know who this Zonalar guy is? I'm like, well, I'm starting to learn who he is. Yeah, he sounds pretty, he sounds like he wants to learn this stuff, and he's honest about it.
I wrote a couple comments. I came through the Mr. Max Discord and his content, and then into Shonner stuff, and wrote a couple comments there to see talking about role-playing the hard way, his book. And he asked me like, oh, did you actually read it? And I replied, no, not yet. I just downloaded it. I read the foreword, but I didn't actually read anything yet. I didn't have the time. And that was for him, oh, it's enough. Email me. and that's
Right.
how I got got him on Discord and everything. I didn't even need to read the book. Knowing that I downloaded it and read the foreword was enough for him. Like, oh, okay, he's strong. Yeah, there we go. Let's talk. Let's hop into stream and talk about my experiences, watch my own games, ask some questions, like get a conversation going.
Well, yeah, he can't. He could seem abrasive. I do too. You know, I have a lot of guys that I train. They're like, "Ooh, we're gonna be approaching Rick." 28 millimeter. I'm not a big channel or anything, but sure,
Not like you're
okay.
a rock star or anything.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I only have like a million guitars here, and amps and keyboards and PA equipment.
Can I ask?
I'm not a rock star. I write music.
I want to know what is the biggest audience you have performed for? Roughly,
I would say about a crowd of 2,000 in an enclosed area.
Oh wow, 2,000 is a lot. That's a big.
We emptied all the bars in the North Okanagan one night. It was a it wasn't even advertised like it was like at Joe's Garage, and this was over by the crematorium, and so it was like an industrial area. And Joe opened his it was a four door garage. It was big, like for bringing in big trucks and stuff. And
cool.
We set ourselves up. We had like he had people for bouncers and everything, and we set up our equipment and everything. And we played some covers. And we did all of our own stuff. So it was we were about to go ahead and get this stuff recorded for making an album, and we did this for a couple of years, and like just as the fully formed band, like the final X product of the band was actually committed after 2 years. So we were going through drummers, we were going through guitar singers and stuff, trying to find the right people, and I just finally got good enough to actually play and sing. So that was kind of hard, because I was like, I don't want to sing, it was either I'm gonna sing or I'm gonna play guitar, or one or the other.
Yeah,
totally. But I ended up playing so much guitar that I just ended up guitar and singing, and but the band itself lasted a good late 88, 89, 88, and then we lasted until 97. 97 was my last. Joe's Garage was my last concert, and the word got out. Emptied all the bars, people in the bars came to the party, and it was huge. We had police showing up the very end, but then we were closing up everything, and it was massive though. But there at the time there was a lot of there was places like the Barn, and these were like little outskirt areas that people would have these secret parties, kind of like being in. If people are from the from Kamloops, anybody from Kamloops out there? Kamloops, BC, in Canada. Tell that there's a place called the Booze Can over there, right? It's these are underground places, and these are biker hangouts and stuff like that. There's a lot of these places out in kind of those rural areas, because a lot of people don't know, but the bikers have a bit of sway in the North Okanagan. That it's not, it's not, the RCMP aren't, everywhere in those locations. The actual bikers, will go ahead and adjudicate, justice in that area if it's needed.
Oh, wow.
So, it's, that's just the way it is. It's the way it's always been, all those areas around there. But in that kind of a, in those days and having, fun in places like those, you got to get, you got calloused everywhere, basically, playing in front of a bunch of, people like, you're not playing hard enough, or it's too loud or whatever, or free bird, play some free bird. Just a lot of fun though. I had a lot of fun as a musician.
Can you ever make the crowd happy?
No, you can't. You just, all you have to do is play for yourself. Is what you're doing. You have to play for yourself. Wow, we have like tons of discussions going on in our Discord, man. Do you have any advice on how to keep up with everything that's going on our Discord?
Look, I mean, one of the things, at some point we separated, we combined Dungeon Theater and the other channel for posting our videos.
Yes.
So now it's just like, oh, we post our videos and we post other people's videos and talk about them. And it's like the discussion gets a bit too big and too long.
Yes.
So I post a video, but somebody wants to talk about this previous video and nobody sees it. And that doesn't help with visibility. So I hope we can get back to that.
I would use, if you're out there on our Discord, use that the ampersand. What is it? Not an ampersand. It's the little and symbol or at symbol they call it. Kind of looks like an A in a circle. Use that to go ahead and nudge people to. I don't mind it. I don't mind seeing, if somebody does that to my name on the Discord, because man, I tell you, trying to find the spot where that query is, sometimes it's miles in deep by the time I get to it. And I do try to pop in here once every couple days, but it's still
it's
you guys
crazy. It's gotten crazy active, and thank you all for the new guys.
Yeah, it's great.
Who are joining that think like, oh, let's find out what this roleplay thing is all about.
Yeah.
That's great.
We got some new guys in here like Wonka Chunk and let's see,
Uncle Duke. He was
Uncle
also
Duke.
in chat.
Uncle
Hello.
Duke's been recent. I gotta I'm actually doing a thing with Uncle Duke on Monday. So Monday morning.
Fantastic.
So I'll be doing a training session with him. And these are once you get to know me, Zone War, like after the first 5 minutes, how much at ease did you feel? Do you recall? Did I alleviate your nerves and stuff like that, and get you to kind of like feel like we're both on the same level? Let's try this out and do some cool stuff, or is it like
There was and I think this is becoming more true as the group grows a bit. There was a bit of like a starstruck happening at the start of, it's Mr. Max, Crispy, Rick, and Phil. That trying to interact with them felt like, oh, they're YouTubers and I'm nobody.
Oh yeah, always interact with us.
Yeah, but through the training session it was very obvious of like, oh no, it's not that big of a deal. Like it's fine, even if I mess up. Yeah. It's not gonna be held like over me, like lorded over me. You have not yet achieved 40-year-old. It's not like the evil villain monologue looking for an excuse to kick you out. It's really for your own improvement. And and I felt a lot more comfortable when we did Numenera, the session with
yeah.
Roomba the Devourer.
The
We never
Roomba.
released episode 2 and 3.
I gotta do that. Okay.
Nicholas talked to me about it. It's like, he probably has it. And he says, no, he must have removed it all, like deleted, forever gone. They will never know what happened.
No, it's there. I think the unedited versions are in private, right? Yeah, on video.
Okay.
I think. Because I was holding them so I can because I wanted to go ahead. In that case, we didn't have avatars, so I wanted to kind of put some avatars in the thing to kind of make it more of a show kind of thing. But
for my picture, it took me like 4 weeks to draw my character because I kept putting it off. I didn't feel it. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't in the mood. And I was very happy with the black and white picture that I didn't even want to color it anymore. Yeah. It was really enjoyable as a shading piece, just in black and white. It's like, do I have to color it now? Like, I don't want it to. Yeah.
But even Shonner, when you do, let's see, there's a few people that did training sessions with Shonner. He would take on usually the people that were overseas on the eastern side, so that would be like Australia and stuff like that. For us, so he would take care of those people on that, because he was more of a Nighthawk than I was. And I think it's cool that we got people like you in the center of Europe, and we have we have Nicholas over in Brazil. We have all these people all over the place that are able to fill in as people that you can approach to do some training with. And
it's one of the big benefits. New guys, they it's like 50-50 if they want the videos to be recorded and published or not. And I really want to encourage, like, don't be afraid to put a video out there of you playing a game. People that like want to hold it against you, they're just dickheads, man.
Yeah.
If it's like something about your professional life that you just don't want any of that out there, I understand. And for that, like, okay, we can do an unlisted show. It's just for the Discord, for the people in the Discord to help critique and improve your style. And also just like to get like a temperature check. So it's not just me, but other people can see like if I missed something or if I'm going too hard on an aspect. I look at on my list, I got Yearly, Darian, and Cade has been the ones I've done recently. And Cade was
cool.
Cade was
how was Darian?
Darian was great.
Cool.
Yeah, like playing with another like a European who he has an obvious accent, like quite a strong English accent. So okay. I didn't expect him to have like the perfect I'm a Westerner cowboy going with the full southern drawl and everything as he rides through the prairie and yees his horse. But we were able to roleplay cowboys just the same as any American. I think it would be really funny for the Americans to watch, because I'm just going off like some movies.
Yeah, movies. That's the thing is we do go off a lot of movies, books and movies. That's books, the
movies,
medium.
TV shows. Like I grew up with Lucky Luke, which is I believe that's a French comic, if I'm not wrong. Lucky Luke. He's the guy with the white cowboy hat who could shoot his own shadow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Geez, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. It had the cowboy dressed in white. And it was like little skits. What was the name of the show? It was the. Oh man, I can't remember. It was one that was recent, but it was hilarious. I'll have to. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, it's a Belgian comic, by the way. I didn't even know that. A Belgian
Oh,
cartoonist and a French
Blueberry.
writer.
Blueberry from
Blueberry? Ooh.
yeah, was it Blueberry?
The cartoonist is Morris
More.
of Lucky Luke.
Oh, okay. As I remember, Mobius. Was it Mobius? Yeah, I think it was Mobius. Put out a. It was called Blueberry, and it actually made a
Okay.
movie Blueberry. It's
okay.
out there. So if you're looking for something that's close to Mobius, but it's an aspect of Mobius's ideas of the Western, and it's about it's a story about some shamanic mountains. There's some mysterious mountains that people are trying to find in the Americas, in the old West before it was, conquered. And Blueberry, he's French, like Creole kind of character.
I see. Oh, that's also. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
he's a tough, rugged kind of guy. Has all the
French
girls
comic
kind of idea.
artist Jean Mobius Giraud. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how I say that. Giraud. Yeah.
Yeah, Philip Jean
Jean
Girard.
Giraud. Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, cool.
And it was that was a pretty good. It was very Mobius like, so it was some people might not find it very understanding because it goes into the peyote and stuff like that. all the psychedelics and stuff like that too. But it was that's the thing. Sean me and Shonner would like trade off movie stuff. Like, oh, you got to check out this. Watch this movie. And he had some great movies that he pulled me into, and I really enjoyed. One I was trying to get him to watch was the it was the one that was by Philip K. Dick. The one about the Nats, when it was like an alternate World War II, where the Nazis win World War II, when the Nazis and the Japanese take over America, each taking like half, one from the mountains, the other one from the mountains onward.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it was crazy, and they were like, it was like this whole thing about going back in time and trying to conquer different dimensions where alternate realities happen, right?
Wait, so the Germans take over New York and the Japanese take over San Francisco?
They take over, and it was like a struggle between the two as well. So it was like, it got intense. That whole movie was great, and they were like going into alternate times, trying to. In the places where they did no longer exist, it's the only place that they could go, right? And so you had these German generals going through this time tunnel to other dimensions, and sometimes they wouldn't come back because they still exist in that area, so they would die on the way in. So there was like different rules and stuff about this, and it's kind of cool. It was try to remember the name, but probably somebody's got the name probably in the comments section.
It's not a SHONNER stream if we're not talking about movies.
That's right, exactly. Because he was big into that. Oh yeah, the Ballad of Buster.
Buster Scruggs.
Scruggs. Yeah, that's what I was remembering. Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff going. Okay. Man, going through this. We've had some great streams. It was even on the ones where people pop in and participate. He was very open to everybody. He always answers questions. But if you're coming across like very defensive and everything about it, he might just totally dismiss your comment altogether. And his comedy, his comedy, he had a pretty good sense of comedy. Although sometimes it'd be a dark at times.
I'm playing for fun. What's so
Yeah.
bad about that?
Yeah, fun. It's nice when someone tells you the truth. Some people don't know how to handle the truth, though. And it's true, it's true. We've had some people, you give them advice, and and they were some of the people were actually really good at what they're doing, but it was like, he'd give like maybe a little bit of a side thing. Hey, maybe stop trying to control the narrative too much. You're letting your players talk and everything and interact, but just stop, trying to, push the narrative here.
I believe everybody in chat can relate to this feeling that you have to expend all of this energy to dance around the other person's sensibilities so that they might listen to your point, and then they still choose not to.
Yes.
And it gets exhausting, man. It gets exhausting real quick. And you realize, okay, if I want him to improve, and if he wants to learn, all of this is not needed. And if he doesn't want to learn, it is still not needed. And there you go. You just say how it is, and you don't hold, like in German we say, halt kein Blatt vor dem Mund. You don't hold the paper in front of your face as you speak. Just speak plainly. Not to like, okay, this is trash, but why are you speaking out of character here? Why did we stop to roll initiative to fight 2 goblins? You can literally just be proactive, take a stab, and if the goblin survives, he stabs back.
Let's bring in Uriah here too.
Yeah. Oh, let's do it. I didn't know.
What's going on? Uriah's been waiting a bit. I'm trying to wait for a good time to bring him in here.
Half an hour or what?
Whew. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Edwards?
Okay. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, y'all?
It's a legend himself. You can do
everything.
I
don't know about that.
Sorry for having you hold there for a bit.
It's all good. It's all good. Y'all were in the middle of the conversation. I don't blame you. So, it's just little me.
So let's hear how did your first encounter with SHONNER go?
Yeah, so first I was really into the OSR. Watched a lot of OSR folks on YouTube, and then basically from that I found out about Black Lodge, who just popped into the chat. And then started watching Black Lodge games, and then they talked about SHONNER on their stream. Well, actually, they talked about Mr. Max, and then from there, I found out about SHONNER. But I popped into a stream, popped into one of his Skyrim streams one time, and we just started kind of chatting back and forth very briefly. I will never forget though. There was I basically asked him a question. I'm like, hey, you talk a lot about what roleplay isn't. You talk about how you can't roleplay in D&D, how you need this specific kind of game to be able to roleplay effectively in. Yeah. I was still super into just fantasy alone at that point. I'm like, what's a good fantasy role-playing game you'd suggest? And he didn't give me a recommendation. At all. He said, think about how you want to accomplish the actions that the characters take. How do the characters do what they do? And I had no clue what the heck he was talking about at that point. So I'm like, okay, that's just not an answer. I'm just gonna find another option. But as I got into learning about 4D, learning about how to actually roleplay, how to roleplay the hard way, it all started to click, and it all it all started to make sense. And it clicked. I'm like, oh, that's why you don't want to use a single D20 for your entire game. That's why you don't want to use these games with really low modifiers, and you have no consistency. You have no basis for consistency. But yeah, that was.
You see that so much in the D20 like anything using the D20, very, very swingy. Very swingy indeed.
Yes.
I think the only system that I found that isn't entirely swingy with a D20 would be the Numenera. And that's because it uses basically a moving, chances kind of column, as well as your anything 17 onwards is basically you're doing 4D in it anyways, and it is very because it's very co-creative, eh?
Right.
Like you can do extra stuff because if you roll high enough, it's like a crit, I guess, in some games. Add some flair. It's your damage dice and your to hit all in one roll.
Right.
You don't have So it makes it very easy to 4D what the die shows you, and and your chances seem to be a little bit more shored up in the way that it columnizes the chances of success, and it's a cool system. I like it.
Yeah, I still have to check it out. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I still got to take a proper gander at it. Another D20 system, really any roll under system, I think also works pretty well for role playing. Of course, it's all the stuff kind of wrapped around it that tends to mess up stuff. But like the black hack, it's a D&D hack. It's a D20 roll under that works a lot of the time. I believe Cairn is another one that does that. There's plenty, like any roll under system. I feel like it fits the bill of not being ridiculously swingy. Sure, you're still only rolling that single D20, but your chance of success is dependent on how high your score is. So the higher your score, the better chance you have. And there's you could potentially throw in rules for if if you're really good at something, you get to roll 2d20, take the lower of the two, kind of the advantage mechanic or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like
cool.
Comparing a roll under system to like a DC system like D&D. In the roll under system, you can improve the number if you gain better in the world, you gain experience, and you put the points in where you want your character to be competent at. But in a D20 system, every time you level up, all the monsters around you suddenly have a higher hit rate. Or every skill you have to roll needs to reach a higher ceiling to even reach it. So you always have this, I have a 50% chance to succeed or fail. And all the advice in the rule books on how to challenge your players reinforce that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, SHONNER challenged us basically to 4D, try 4Ding different systems and stuff, see what worked, what didn't work, and stuff. A lot of them were pretty trying. There's a lot of trying systems, and there's we did play some Xenoplicity, which is Matt's Matt's game.
I saw that one game. Oh, that's been a while now.
The thing was, I wanted to see what Matt's version of it was before he ended up using the multi-die system in his game, because it sounded very much like a Numenera kind of mixed into it in the way that the dice rolls work. And it just sounded like a little bit more streamlined. In fact, a little too streamlined for what he thought would be that people would like. And some people like light systems. I didn't mind playing through Xenoplicity. It was it was what it was. A lot of our game examples are like first time trying of something. So sometimes you're kind of like, do you really know all the rules to it? And you're really guessing at some of the stuff because it's so new to you.
And it's hard to tell first try in the first session or in a one shot. You just at most you get the basic skills, and then try to see like how far you can stretch out to grab all the auxiliary rules that exist and
Right.
see like how much of that you can engage with. And to that, I wanted to ask Uriah, since you
Yep.
role played Draw Steel on stream, I wanted to, well, okay, since you played Raw Steel, I wanted to know how that dice system felt, the dice system specifically.
It's hard to say because a lot of to Tom, who was the individual that ran the game for us, to his credit, he put a lot of effort in the VTT we were using. He put a lot of time and effort into making sure that the functionality of the VTT let things work very simply. So whenever
Yes.
it came time to make rolls, Dean role played Draw Steel. But whenever it came time to actually make rolls, whenever it came time to make checks, it was really just a click of a button, and it had the random number generator built in and everything. And it gave a small description of what you're trying to do. Any sort of degree of separation between the role and the outcome it's a detriment in my book. So having to look at the role and then look at the chart that says, okay, well, here's my degree of success, but then what does it mean? It really felt there was a lot of disconnect, and it really made things feel separate. I mean, there was too much to keep track of.
So yeah, I kind of felt that way with like the Marvel superheroes, stuff like that. Way too many charts. It was like trying to play old Gamma World with all them charts as well, and it's just like, oh my god, it's how can I role play this?
And I can help you to give some let's read some comments. He made me laugh so many times, actually.
Actually.
And I don't even know how to say this adenoidal voice.
Actually.
Absolutely. And it really tries to point home of like how ridiculous it sounds when you stop the whole game to talk about some weird lore, like some piece of lore or some rules, just to correct the player or the game master on the table. Just record the game, and when it happens, you stop recording and you flip the monitor and show it to the person. And if they don't get it, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Even in board games, people who take forever take their turns and try to calculate everything, but it takes very long or insufferable. Exactly.
Yes.
I don't play with people like I play some BattleTech and some Infinity, and I do some. I got stuff for doing like those kind of skirmish kind of games. I like skirmish games. They're cool, but I always play with players that are really that know the rules, and you can get your turns done real fast. Because then you can play more games of it during your time with them. That's the same thing. It's the exact same thing with role playing. You want to be able to play with people that know the communicative rules to make it go faster. And
totally.
I wanted to say, like, I mean, there are like complicated rules in the case of which one do I want to pick? Well, there's the Star Wars one where you roll triumphs and these weird symbols, and now you have to decode what those symbols mean every time you roll. So every roll is a heavy cognitive load to decipher how that should play out and then describe it. But in relationship to that, we have Daggerheart. Oh, you roll. Oh, it's a success. No, you rolled with what's it called? Fear.
With hope and fear. Yeah.
Hope and fear.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's a success. Oh, I rolled with fear. Oh, it's a failure. No, it was with hope.
Yeah.
And every roll you do, you have to stop and think, okay, how do I interpret this roll? I think both those systems have that same problem. Or, well, that same philosophy.
Yeah.
which for Daggerheart like really put a stop on the players to just keep on moving, keep the scene moving, because they have to interpret the dice. And I wanted to mention the German system, if that's okay with you guys.
The dark eye.
The dark
Dark eye,
eye,
yep.
guys. The dark eye. Over here, what skills do? If you have points in skill similar to Pathfinder, you can rank them up, and the more ranks you have like successes basically. So you start with 3 successes, and you roll 3 attribute dice that are all d20s, and it's a roll under system of the attributes. So I take strength and intellect, and maybe like intellect again, depending on what you're rolling for. So 3 different attributes, or 1 attribute twice and the other once. If you roll under, you gain the success based on how big the difference is of your attribute and you roll.
Right.
So now instead of 3 successes, you have 4 successes, because you rolled a 16 with an attribute of 17. But you do it 3
Interesting.
times, and you do that math on all 3 rolls and
Yeah.
add it or subtract it to the skill
Oh boy.
that you're rolling for.
Yeah.
And that's the math you do every single time you do the roll. And like, oh, I have 6 successes, or I have 4 failures, so it doesn't do anything.
So I think you were bringing this up. You wanted to maybe try it.
Yes.
So I was like,
I want to
I'm
run
not
the
too
dark eye
sure.
for you guys.
I've been reading through these rules, and I'm kind of going, I'm not.
For the Germans, it's very easy. What they do is pop, and they look left to right is the order of the die rolls for what the attributes are listed on the sheet. And they always, some of them, they use different colored dice for each specific attribute. So
Sure.
it's easier for them to track.
Right.
And
Cool.
that way it's like much easier to do the mental math
Right.
on the spot. But for some,
I'd rather I'd rather just do this. Okay, that's a success.
Yeah.
All right.
Just give me that.
Have to get the 2D woo in there.
Or excuse me. That's a success.
But
There you go.
This weird German solution ends up giving a lot of balance, because it's not one swingy d20, it's 3 d20s based on the attributes, and you influence it by the skill points that you've invested in what you want to be good at. And because there's so many skills, you can still be trash at drinking beer, and your drinking beer skill is like rank 1.
Sure.
But you might have a good constitution, so it ends up simulating a lot of the world through the mechanics of how you invested into your character.
That's interesting.
And nobody knows about it, because nobody speaks German or does math.
No, we don't have time for that.
I only have the dark eye rules because it was they were going up in price. So it's like an investment thing. So catch them while you can. But I do have the rules. I have read through some of them. I'm going, what? Why? You have such beautiful artwork, such beautiful layout, but these rules are.
That's why I want to run it, because I never got to stress test it with a role-playing group.
Yeah.
In Germany, you either play with the engineers, like they want to solve combat, they want to solve the adventure, or the role player, the lore nerds that love everything about the world and will stop the game to talk about all the different lore bits that you are doing wrong at the table, to like correct you. Well, actually, it's like the 12 cards, and to greet somebody, you say, 12 zum Gruße. And they all try to be really nice about it, because they like it when strangers try to hop in and try to get the deal. But it's very much like, but who has time to learn all this lore? How do I learn this lore as a Swiss that didn't grow up in Germany amongst Germans that played all the
time? More so grateful to Shonner, Rick, Z, Crispy, and all the other Crusaders who've given your voice to the ideas I had for decades but couldn't adequately explain. Thank you. No problem.
All you do is turn on the camera and stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
Stream on
Just
YouTube.
start yapping. Just start talking.
Yell
Well,
to the
guys,
crowd.
I actually have to hop off here. Just wanted to pop in, pay my respects to the great, and just chat with y'all for a little bit. I may be able to hop on a little bit later. No promises though, but yeah.
Well,
thanks.
I am going on to. It's either we're going to merge a screen over to something. We're having a game as well. So apparently we have some sort of traveler game that we're going to address here.
Sweet. Yeah, I may be able to catch that. Maybe able to at least watch it. But
Okay.
I'm gonna spend some
Thank
time
you
with the
for
pretty
hopping on.
woman looking at me right now.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Like, don't forget.
All right,
Check
y'all
out
take care.
Uriah's channel. He's here. He commented as well in chat. Uriah Edwards, UNPC Ultimate No Prep Challenge.
Yeah,
Right.
every Friday, 9:30 Eastern. If you're a part of the Discord, you are welcome to join. You're welcome to hop in, and as long as you know that if you hop in, you are at risk of GMing the session. All right,
Right
but
on.
yeah, y'all
All right.
take care. Peace out, and I'll catch
you
you
take
later.
care,
Thank
man.
you for showing
Thanks.
up. Yes.
Woo!
Yeah. There we go.
Right on. Yeah. Well, actually, you don't have a flint on your equipment. Yeah. I don't know. It's
You can't
Yeah.
light your torch.
those are the things. Those are the things that we encounter. Let's go through here. Some bad habits die hard, but Shonner helped point them out. He codified how easy it is to kick them. Yeah, if you had the ear to listen. Exactly. And that's the thing. He pointed stuff out. What we ended up taking all this stuff and putting it into a lexicon to be like, Sean's
Yes.
been part of our group. He wasn't he was kind of like one of those members that he didn't like to be around too many people in Discords, because he knew that he had some adversaries and stuff out there that talk schmack about him, and he just really didn't want to associate to certain people. And he was always kind of at risk of running into these people that would be popping into our YouTube, to our Discord.
Yeah.
And it was like, so he was like, I'd rather not deal with them and pop out. But he still would help us out whenever there was somebody that needed some training, and none of us could go ahead and do it because of the time, the time of the day it would occur at. So I think that was awesome of him to do. Sean or Duncan, Professor Dungeon Master is a classic. What is this family feud? That's right. I see a lot of this game show kind of thing going on in a lot of games, and
Oh yeah, true. That's the whole other thing, like playing it up like a game show, and what are you gonna do? Option number A, number B, or number C?
it's
And
literally
doing the whole song and dance
like
around
that.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it goes for some, good kind of game show entertainment kind of things. I've seen guys do the audience participation kind of thing too, where
Yes.
everybody votes on what the next role is, or who gets a Benny or something like that. I mean, sure. I mean, it's a form of entertainment, but
The ones that I enjoyed are when the players were like a mercenary band, or a group with reputation, and the viewers could influence that by having donations that would basically support the group. And it's more of a case of, now we made it diegetic that people vote which group they like to support with real money. Like, okay, they support the streamer, and the streamer supports the place they like the most, which makes them like get the cool things faster or more often.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah, I
like,
see that,
that's
yeah.
like a fun mini game inside a role-playing game. But then they stop to thank the viewers, like in the middle of the session, like, no! Just let it happen.
Yeah,
But
it's just the way it goes.
it's a different game in that case. It's like, okay, there's some role-playing game which stops for the audience participation game.
Yeah, there's a few things that we're starting to not be able to find out with but yeah, no Chthonian stars. I wish I was able to jump in. Life never lost. Yeah,
Wah, 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 wah.
it's the way. Yeah,
I have the
sorry,
trombone if
sorry,
you
you
want me to
could
play.
not come in, my friend. All right, howdy, Rick. Great to see you. Hats off to you guys doing this. Tip O the cap to the late great Shonner for starting this. Maybe I'll hop in and say hi later. Well, certainly you have yourself another 10 minutes to do so, sir. But
Also,
yeah,
nobody's stopping you to do your own stream as well.
exactly.
Make a video,
Gallows,
make a stream, get your thoughts out
do
there.
it. Make videos. Make videos saying, I am getting into 4D. If you've never done 4D before, just state your intention. And
Make a video,
send it to us.
You could critique a Shadow in the Stars role-playing session,
Sure.
about a Horizon role-playing session, our Pathfinder game, maybe the UNPC we did, like Is It Even 4D Roleplay, the comedy game we played. You can or reach out to one of the big channels on YouTube, watch their videos, and see if you can find something that you like or don't
Yeah.
like. Anything that Shauna would approve of.
Yeah. You guys are always welcome on my show. Yeah. I just wish I had more time on the weekend to do that. Usually the Friday and Saturday are no goes for me because that's usually when wife gets home. She still works, so she comes home, and I'll have something for supper, or we're planning something for the night or whatever. I try to have more time with the wife. Now that I got more time to do that kind of thing. So, and the other shot.
I'm on
So the other white meat. What was that? Oh,
grab life by the horns and
wrangle it down. I say somewhat a bit of a rut. LOL.
You'll get there, Elf Hunter. There will be
28 millimeter OnlyFans.
Yeah. People are like, and Shauna was me, like, shut up.
Yeah, if I did an OnlyFans, it'd be like just people coming in and role playing.
No, wait, that's not what he meant. Don't do it, Rick. It's not worth it.
Da 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 da. No, nobody wants to see a 60-year-old man. No.
Although.
Oh, there might be some.
Hello, Dean. Yes, Dean is a fucking great guy. I love him.
Appreciate everybody popping in here. Hey, Rick.
GPR. Gotta pay Rick.
GPR?
Yeah, gotta pay Rick. GPR. Get with the program, David.
Yeah, it's Shar Day. Don't say LOL. Say riot. Exactly.
I don't get this one.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's like saying LOL. It's but you say riot instead.
Riot.
You used to see it in a lot of It would occur every once in a while on a comic strip and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's so different now these years compared to how you guys are growing up. It's astounding. We didn't have internet or anything. It was so different back then how we got our information. Most of us would not have learned anything if Shonner wasn't as direct as he was. Exactly.
Yes.
He had to, get to the point and make it fast because, if you beat around the bush a little too long, soon enough that bush leaves and you got no bush to beat. No comment there so far.
One of the fun things to watch is I'm gonna watch this role playing game, and the stream stops when they stop role playing, and it will start the stream, and the first 30 seconds is the game master expressing everything, what's happening to the characters, and then it's the players and they ask a question. He turns off the stream. Those would get me so good.
Yeah, we never delete any of our videos and have one. That's good. That's good. Yeah,
right, yeah,
the usual top
3D.
Oh, pussycats.
I guess so. if Dean says so.
Rick can share those differences between then and later.
Oh, SHONNER, like in his younger days.
Like I never role played with them until much later, like within the last 2 years of the remainder of his life. There was when I actually got to play around with him and stuff. But I think we stunned him a little bit by taking what he was telling us and actually putting, like, codifying and lexiconing the whole thing and making it readable for other people to see.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing. He thought, yeah, he needed to get this out on paper, so he did his book and everything. And
absolutely.
It's out there for everybody to you can get a free copy of it. Just it's out there. It's How to Role Play the Hard Way. So
Role Play the Hard Way by Sean Driscoll.
Sean Driscoll. And away you go. I believe it's on Drive-Thru RPG, and you can get the color version. I do have a color version. I'm not sure where the money goes for the color version. I don't know if Laura has any sway in that or anything. I'm not sure how things were done after the passing of them. So I don't know if there's any way, Laura, that you can let us know that there's some way to help out the family or something like that, or that sort of thing, or show some appreciation to for Shonner's family. Cool. It'd be good if you could let us know. I'm always approachable, or you can get a hold through Shadow and Son too. I'm going to try a yap. Exactly. That was another one that he would say as a yap. I'll try a yap. It's very Dr. Seuss. I was 2 years old during the last concert. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
he never witnessed the glory, Rick.
I had hair. I had a lot of hair, man.
So much hair.
I had a lot of hair. I know my guitarist wife. She has some old black and white photos of our bandmates. So, and we were lots of hair. Except Dwayne. Dwayne didn't have enough hair. He would have to wear a hat. He's very Kim Mitchell-ish. If you know who Kim Mitchell is. Canadian guitar singer, Max Webster, guitarist, singer.
Okay.
Yeah. So he went on his own. He'd always wear a bald cap because he was going bald. He'd have long hair along the sides. That was the same thing with Dwayne.
Wearing the bald cap.
Yeah, the bald cap. Yeah. Just like RPGs, you play for what you want. Yeah, and for us in 4D, the people that want to have a good kind of like a movie movie book kind of experience, in your game style, this is the way you should approach it. Just like the author, the narrator stays out of it as a, and lets the characters do their things and lets their characters play out their lives. The game master brings in these sweeping things that are happening on the outside, and the players can decide on whether or not they want to interact with that or not. But they could also, go their own way. There's stuff is still going to happen. Your alien invasion is going to still happen. Well, they're still trying to figure out what they're doing, if they're going to be selling hamburgers or hot dogs. If that's what your players are deciding at the moment, but things are still going to go on just like it is in a movie. And if your players decide that they're entirely going to ignore it, well, then you've got the wrong players for your game. It sounds like that this doesn't sound like the movie they want to be in. So
it's one of the things that helps to talk back and forth at the start of the session.
That's
right.
What
are your reference points.
He was
working off.
Yeah,
like, are we doing the movie like Star Wars, a sci-fi game like Star Wars, or are we doing the sci-fi game like Dune, which is very much ostentatious and bombastic and takes a lot of time and great political intrigue? Like, that's not too much action if you compare both of them side to side. It's a completely different flavor of sci-fi.
We have so much. Oh, they've got everybody from Black Lodge Games in here, and everybody.
Oh, really?
What's that?
Really? They are here?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
They are.
Show your face.
But I'm going to have to get ready for the other stream here. So here we go. I'm going to have to discontinue this. I thank you, everybody out there. Yeah, Battlescar and Getty Lee. That was also cool. Zolar, watch.
Fantastic.
Watch a video. Type that in. Battlescar, Max, and Getty Lee. This is an awesome one. It's a great one. And yes, peace be with you all too as well. And appreciate everybody coming in and saying their little pieces here. People, read the chat. The chat, live chat and everything. Please do that, everybody.
Role play the hard way.
Thank you for attending. Thank you, Laura, for popping in here as well. Sorry we couldn't get a lot more people in here, but we're kind of like stuck on time right now, and we'll see everybody on the next one. Thank you, Zonalar, for your assistance always, as a co-pilot here.
I wasn't sure if it's going to be like 8 people and maybe I should leave, but
yeah, I'm pretty.
Nobody's here.
I'm pretty early in the day, so it's an hour ahead of most people. Like Crispy.
It's Sunday.
And all that.
People still at church as well.
Still in church and all that stuff. Doing family things. So thank you all for popping in. Thank you, Zonalar, and you guys out there. Awesome. Thank you. Join the Discord if you want to learn to do the 4D or 3D. We're there training people all the time. So
all right.
Feel free. You just grab Zonalar or whoever's there. We'll help you out. Awesome. Thank you, SHONNER, for being who you were and showing us different ways that we can role play. And now we know how to role play the hard way. So let's all go forth 4Ding and keep it going. Thank you, guys.
All right, if you've made it this far in the video and you feel like you want to go ahead and punch that subscribe button, we're learning stuff, I'm learning stuff, let's all learn together.
Subscribe now. Subscribe to 28mm RPG, subscribe to Big Bad RPG, and subscribe to Table Runner Creek.
Thanks for joining us. Keep an eye out for our next upload. We'll look forward to having you on the next one. Bye.